the pain I went through. I remember I didn't even let them, because he was like, they should go and bury him in the mortuary. I was like, no.
He did not come
He did
around.
not come. He even as I was talking that time, he has not even come to port. I don't know where he was. He said he was on set filming.
On
Whose
set.
set were you on? He told me. I called the producer on the phone. Do you people know what is happening to his son? He said, that they've allowed him to go since now, that they told him to go and take care of his family. He did not come. He did not come.
Wow.
So somebody that, okay, he said he was in Asaba, right? He was filming. Somebody that was in Asaba filming, you came to Port Harcourt as early as 6:30 a.m., 6:37 a.m. Not like you were driving. So which public transport did you enter from Asaba to Port Harcourt?
And get to Port Harcourt by 6
by
a.m.
6:37 a.m.
That means he's been around the previous day, or he's been around ever since.
So when he came in, I just laughed. I was like, oh God. It was just too much for me to bear. As I then, it was too much. But now when I think about it, I just laugh like, God, I was so stupid. But anyway, he came, called his friends. Something that was supposed to be a burial of an 8-month-old baby.
They called party.
They turned it to a party.
Blood
They were
of
drinking,
God.
stayed under canopy, drinking.
People put canopy for
He
who?
put canopy for his friends.
Hey God.
They were drinking and gisting. At that point, my mom was there. One of my mom's brother was there. My mom's brother was like, I can't deal.
8-month-old
He
baby.
just go, he said, Chidima, now here you marry. My mom was like, let's be going. So I left. I took a few stops. I went back to my mom's place. I left them after they had buried the boy. But I know when they were putting him on the ground, I was like, I just said once, when I think at some point I almost jumped into the grave. And then I was like, anybody that killed, even if it's me, just revenge. That was what I said. And then at that point, he became furious. I bet they should pull me out of there. What am I saying? I just left. So I think after then, a few days later, I told him I needed to travel. I didn't stop communicating. I still tried. I still tried to see if, okay, maybe this person is, I don't know, maybe it could still work. I kept communicating before I traveled to Lagos. And then I found out that, okay, even the whole burial thing and all that, he wasn't even remorseful. He was texting his girlfriends, oh, my son died, won't you come and spend time with me?
Oh my God. As what? As the
He even told one that
as a souvenir,
that the boy is
what?
going to come back through her. I was like, the girl was like, oh, your son died. I think it was like, no, don't worry, she's going to come back through you.
As what? I don't wait.
Reincarnation. So when I saw it, I sent him the screenshots of the message. I was like, wow.
Did you what's it called? Did you what's it called when you try to duplicate somebody's phone? How did you get access to?
Okay, so he knows that when it comes to tech and computers,
Oh,
I'm very good.
yeah, tech wizard is
So
true.
I can always find out what I want to find out as far as it's online. So at that point, I don't know, I was having this feeling, I don't know, I'll tell myself that no, I won't do this. But it will just be like, okay, just check, just to confirm that this thing that you're feeling is right. So I just
So
checked.
you were hacking his phone.
And I opened.
Wait now, so let's also fault you too.
That was on Facebook.
You were hacking. Okay,
I hacked his Facebook.
And okay, so you've done one bad thing.
Yes, I did. It was bad, but at least I found out.
You hacked it.
I don't advise people to do it, but
anyway,
anyway,
as a tech woman, let's not say okay, the man is to be blamed. She hacked his Facebook.
I hacked his Facebook.
Okay.
And I saw what I wanted to see. I wasn't surprised.
Okay,
because I know him. But I just wanted to. Yeah,
I know that.
I knew that even that very day I left him back to my mom's place, he misbehaved. I knew.
When you misbehave in your absence, in your presence, so how much more your absence?
He was like, no, he doesn't do that. This that he was trying to convince me. So that was what made me do that. And I sent him the screenshots of the messages and like,
your son just died. You want another person to be
You've not
another
changed.
son. Oh my god.
You've not changed. So the whole time I was in Lagos, my son was in their house.
Okay, that's your
Because
first
yeah, my
son.
first son, he was in their house. I think he was there even when I was still pregnant and all of that. The
They
mom
were
helps me
helping
take
you.
care of him most times, and I take care of the other one. So he was there while I was in Lagos. I managed to find my feet. I said, okay, instead of just staying indoors and sulking, let me just get it. I like to work. So I got a job. I started working.
At this point, were people just separated, or you were still in the marriage?
We were still there, but let me say, I was still trying to know if anything could still happen. So we communicate like once in a while, sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We've not spoken to each other. It was normal in the marriage. He can stay like 1 month. He has not called me on the phone to say I'm the one always calling. He will say, oh, I don't have I will send him airtime. He will still not call me.
You.
Yes.
Oh my
I
god.
was paying most of his bills. Now that was also a challenge because when we were getting divorced, right? Um
Most of
he
the
was
things.
like, people were like, how will you do this? Because he's always bragging how he takes care of me, pays my bills. So I was like, at that point I laughed. I told his uncle that if I print out my statement of account from 2015 to 22, I think at some point I did. I kept it. I was like, people should come and see how much this person that says he's taking care of me has ever given me and how much I have invested in his life. There's no business he will say he wants to do that I don't support. There's nothing he will say he wants that I didn't do. The whole Nollywood and the packaging and all that.
You're
I always
helping.
make sure that I buy him the best clothes. I do everything to make sure when he comes out, people are like, oh, you're looking good. But me that was in the house, I have not bought myself one thing in years. But I did all of that just to show how much I love this person. I was to be committed to it. But so at that point, I don't know, I was still thinking, will I still be able to do this? Will I still be able to do that? I came back to Port Harcourt in November. No,
November
I
of
came
what
back
year?
2021. No, I came back before November.
Okay.
I think they told me their family had a burial or something and I had to be there. They've not seen me before. I've not seen
Most
his
of the extended
family.
families.
So I came. I would have declined, but I
Yeah.
came from Lagos. We attended the burial together. I was still trying to see if I can still do life with this person. I wasn't having it. He noticed that, okay. And then he sat down one day and he was like, he doesn't know what's wrong with me, this, that. I said, no, you don't shout because I told you from when we started dating, you know me, I don't know how to talk. I don't nag, I don't complain. I will just tell you this thing, I don't like it. I tell you once, I tell you twice, you're still doing it. It's just like your cup is getting filled. I won't say anything.
Yeah.
When it's full, I will just enter my shell. That's just how I might not even say anything, but you just know, oh, this person is not feeling me again. So that was how it was. At that point, there was no zero emotions. I started feeling irritated whenever I'm with him. I want you to go because I'm used to you not being around. So can you just go? Yeah, I want to be alone. So it was too much. I went back to Lagos and then I asked some people there like, we can't make a decision for you. You have to make a decision by yourself. So that was when I came back to Port Harcourt. When I came back, the first place I went to was my family house.
Okay.
I had to sit my mom down and talk to her. I told her, Mommy, this whole 5 years of marriage, I know what I went through. I started telling her bit by bit. To the point that even when my mom needs something and my mom calls him or she calls me, maybe she needs money or something, I will send that money to his account and tell him to send from his account to my mom.
So that he
So
will
she
look
doesn't know that
dignified. Yeah.
we are that, like, it's that bad. No, I didn't want to make him feel less for my family. No. So everybody was like, why are you leaving? Because they felt like, he's taking care of you, everything is going on well. But they didn't know. So that was when I sat my mom down. I told her, all those money, it was me. That's why sometimes I will tell you, call me first, don't call him. Ehen.
So that you do
So
your
that I will
magic.
do my mom. I will just quickly call him and tell him, see, Alpha, I'm sending you money. Send it to mom.
uh,
So all of that was me trying to keep my home. My mom was like, even she that is way older, she has not gone through the kind of pain
You've gone
I've
through.
gone through. How did you do
Hmm.
it? I said, yeah, then let me like going to give you marital classes.
Okay, so after you decided to talk to your mom, she just said she thinks you should end it.
She didn't actually tell me.
Okay.
She said, I mean, now you wear the shoe, now you know where you dey pain me.
Okay.
So if you say you want to get done with it, fine. Are you sure you can't make this thing work? She was always about, are you sure you can't try again?
Mm.
I'm like, no. She called her brothers, she told her brother, 'cause my dad is late. She called her brothers, told her brothers, and all that. I think they called him. He refused to
Turn
show up. So at that point, my uncles called me. They were like, are you sure you want to get done with this thing? I said, yes. No be tomorrow, we'll see you there again. Oh. I said, no, I'm done. They weren't sure. They're like, they don't even want to put their mouth because they know how this marriage, before you know now, you see her, she will go back,
And you were pretty young, so it's okay for them to think that way.
Yes, they doubted.
I think at that
they
point
were like,
you'd have been like probably 24.
They were like, that same thing wey push you go marry. Don't worry, to come back again, you will go back. I laughed. I was like, people don't understand the pain I went through. Now, what made the whole divorce thing easier was I got to find out that there was no bride price payment.
For you.
Yeah.
Why?
Now, at that point, my dad was sick.
Okay.
So my mom said, my dad just told him, there's no amount of money that you can pay me right now to have my daughter.
Okay.
It's not about the money. She said she wants to get married. No problem. You're a young man that is still coming up. So as long as you can take care of her, support her dreams and all of that, no problem.
So
that
was there no traditional marriage?
Now we did we didn't do it in the village. We did traditional and white the same day. It was in Port Harcourt.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we just
like
did like the ceremony.
So in your village, people don't do the umuna thing.
And they did the whole. He did the whole what do you call it? Youth payments, mother, father, all of those. But the main bride price was not there. So at that point, I had to call a lawyer. I was like, see, in this type of scenario, what do you think? So the lawyer was like, when it comes to the law, all of those things he did they are called gifts. If there is no bride price payment, there's no marriage.
Okay.
So we didn't even do court marriage.
Which made life easy.
So everything was super easy.
Oh.
Because trust me, he wouldn't have let me go.
Okay. So the church people just do church marriage and reception and wedding ceremony.
Exactly.
There was no
so
court
when he
marriage.
was trying to do court marriage, I don't know why I felt reluctant. I said I don't want. He will always push me. I'm going to make inquiry. Let's fix a date. I said I don't want. Okay, don't worry. When I gave birth, I was still just, I don't know why, but I was the one pushing it that I don't want a court marriage. So I didn't even know all of these things. But at that point, I'm like, okay, life is easy now. So
everybody
just stay. So I went back to his family. I was like, at this point, I'm going. If tomorrow, maybe he becomes a changed person and he could walk, maybe we can, talk about it and see. But for now,
do you know what? I was going to ask you that question now. Since it's more like there was no major thing that separated, like no major activity in terms of divorce, separation, no court proceedings and all of that. I was going to ask, so if he comes back now, I'm like, Sugar, I've changed. I know
He actually did come back. Like, after I left, 6 months later.
Okay.
He came. Now, within that 6 months, his family was always calling. His mom, his siblings, they're like, let's say the humiliation on their end was too much because everybody there knows me in Roma Hollow. They all know me. They say, this girl doesn't have time. She doesn't talk. What is the thing that they must have done that will make her,
say
leave?
No.
I even got to find out that they refused to tell them that we had separated. So they were lying that I traveled for a course.
You're still on the course, Sha.
So they were lying that I traveled for a course until one day when I got there, I was passing through that place. One day one person saw me and was like, Ah, you don't come back. I said,
Mm.
from where? I said, they said you traveled now. I used to always ask of you. They said
Mm.
you went to school. I said, okay, I'm back. I laughed and I passed. I don't want to start explaining.
Yeah.
So later, everybody got found out that, this girl has gone. Oh.
Mm.
So he came back to beg with his mom and his uncles. That day I was about going out when they came to our house. And the uncles were begging, his mom. At some point, I had to enter inside the room. I sat down. I was like, no, let me not act out of. Yes, I know I was hot and I was very angry at that time. But let me keep anger aside. Do I still feel anything for this person? I sat down for like 10 minutes. I was asking myself that question.
Mm.
And there was nothing I could hold. I tried to see, okay, can we connect as friends? There was no friendship foundation.
Because he has broken deep
Exactly.
into
There was
you.
no friendship. There was no, not to talk of wife or. So at that point, I came out and I stood and I told them that no, we can't come back.
Okay, good. So far, so good. That was like 5 years ago. Looking at you now, do you think that that decision was the best? I'm not even done
It was the
asking.
best. It was the best decision.
But
Trust me.
are you looking out for, okay, right now, of course, there's no rush to anything, not marriage, not anything at all. So, but you're open to friendship relationships, that
Of
even
course,
marriages.
of course. Maybe before now, I wasn't open
Okay.
to any relationship because once you come around me, the next thing I'm looking out for your loopholes. I just know that you will mess up.
Oh.
So I always had that in my head that, don't worry, you go show me wetin carry you come, So I'm always looking at, he will mess up. So I wasn't taking anybody serious, right? But I had to sit myself down, read books, listen to messages, counseling from my
Oh.
pastors and all of that.
Mm.
And I think I came out and like, okay, you can't judge everybody based on
Actually, I was going
this
to
one that
be.
happened.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I can't judge. So I'm open-minded to meet someone that can understand me and we can do life
Work
together. Of course,
together.
I'm still that very family person,
Person.
and I still want that family.
So let's say there are a lot of people who are in marriages for several reasons. To that young lady who is probably going through what you're going through in a different way, people go through whatever in different ways. What would be your advice at this point?
Okay, so I would say if you can make it work, try. I tried. I mean, I would have left maybe a year or two later with what I was going through,
Mm.
but I stayed almost 6 years
Mm.
because I tried.
Mm.
If you feel it's something that can work,
Mm.
you can make it work if he's a good person,
Mm.
right? So just try. But if not, I mean, there's no harm walking away.
Mm.
I won't say walking away will be the best thing that will happen to you. It
Mm.
depends on the person. When I walked away, when I left, even when we were having the whole drama, there was something he said that I think that thing motivated me. He told someone that he's a fulfilled man. He has his career, he has 3 kids, that's the 2 girls and
Your
my one
boy.
boy,
Mm.
yeah, that's still alive. So he has 3 kids, that he's a fulfilled man.
Mm.
I'm like, okay.
Mm.
So I'm actually the one that is not fulfilled here.
Yeah.
So I made a promise to myself that, Faith, you're going to get every single thing you want in
And you're
life.
getting them right now.
I didn't do it alone.
Uh,
I always talk about God a lot.
mm.
I can't say anything without saying God.
Yeah.
Now this God, I didn't find him in church. Nah. I found him in that place where I was depressed, ashamed to come out because not everybody knows the story. They say, she got married and she left. And people that know me, I grew up in Elekaya. People that know me, they'll be like, after all your shakara, after all the
Are you a
education
fine girl?
and school and all of that,
Yeah,
and this thing happened to
no.
you,
Mm.
So it was humiliating, it was depressing. I left broke. That's another part because I was so much into supporting him and his family. I left broke. I left depressed in my lowest. But I told myself that now I want to look at myself 2 3 years from now and I'll be so proud. So I started bit by bit. I first of all got closer to God. I don't do anything without him. Yes, I am not perfect.
Actually.
No one is perfect. But then again, even in my imperfections, he still loved me. He still loves me till tomorrow. So every single thing I wanted, or every single thing I want till today, he brings my way with ease. When I'm talking about it, I say, this is my boyfriend though. I don't know any man that wants to come and take his place, because sometimes I see, even going into my career, the tech, the whole influencing thing, most times people tell me you need to come out, you need to meet people, you need to know people. But I stay in my space
And
and
things
people come to me.
Exactly.
And they're like, how do you do it? I'm in my bed. The people that you know outside that you're going to meet are in my DM.
And
And it's only God.
yeah.
So I just laugh and I say, people don't know my source. Because, I mean, he knows what I went through. And he knows that right now I'm just about, building myself back. So,
So now, do you live with your son?
okay, yeah, my son stays mostly with my mom
Okay.
because of work and all of that. But he comes to my place like almost every weekend. The holiday he was with me.
Okay.
So he comes. Sometimes I go to the family house to spend time with him and all that. But my son is just he's a sweet boy, very understanding.
Yeah.
He knows that, mommy has to work.
Yes.
And it's just me till date, paying his school fees, doing everything.
Till now.
Exactly. They
Till
don't
now. Oh my God.
They don't care.
Okay, so really, our time is fine. I can see my producer giving me silver signals. We've run into 14 minutes and we've not even delved into one of the major things, the single motherhood part of this. But I think we'll definitely talk about the single motherhood some other time.
Okay.
But for today, this first part is showing the real deception that people go through in marriages. I will keep on saying it. Some people are not aware of who they are marrying. Some people are just interested in the ceremonies. And until you get to know who you're marrying and the family you are marrying into, until then, just keep praying. And if you're going through one or two challenges, you could, I'm going to be tagging her, so you could go through her socials, DM her. I'm sure she's ready to, teach you, walk you through, advice, or even just, help you through. Talking to someone can be of good help. Sugar is here for you, and and all of that. But I promise you a second part of this. Probably we'll bring another woman or another man who is going through the singlehood part, and then we'll converse together. But today, this is a lot already for me to swallow. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. But do you have anything to say? Do you agree to whatever she has said? Do you disagree? Do you know the story better than she has told it? Drop your thought and opinion on the comment section. And we'll definitely come next week with another episode of the Vibrant Lady Talk series. See you.